up? I got Naskin here with me. This ain't a diss song, but yeah, you know what it is. I'm a cheesehead, y'all niggas cheese whiz. Pittsburgh Steelers, that's nothing. That Super Bowl ring, that's nothing. Pull up in your town when you.
Now, what is the puzzle like? You know, putting together the roster. Obviously, Goody's in charge of it, but you and him. How much of it is based on conversations about, well, we need X number of guys here, X number of guys there, or is it just, hey, we got to get the best 53?
Yeah, I think you're always trying to find the best 53, and within that, you are looking at numbers at specific positions. But he and I are in constant communication, and we're working through that process right now.
Would you like to have 3 quarterbacks on the roster, or does that not matter?
It doesn't matter to me in terms of you can never have enough good quarterbacks. That's the one thing I'll tell you. And so if you feel like you have 3 of them, you're going to keep 3 of them.
Matt, the timing of this is tough because I know you can't betray what you're kind of doing up there. I'm just curious about Kaiser, though, because you've mentioned it a couple times, 4 systems in 4 years. From what you've seen in your system in 5 months, what do you think he might be capable of if, in fact, he's still here and gets to stay in your system?
Yeah, I still think, just like you mentioned it, I still think he's a young player, and he's got a lot more to learn. He did a lot of good things, and then there's some things that we're constantly on him about in terms of just trying to be a little bit more consistent. But he's talented, he's athletic, he's definitely into it, and I thought he was a really good. He's been a great teammate. He's been great in the room.
What's supposed to happen on the play last night where he got rocked and it looked like your left tackle was having to try and block 2 people? Is that on the back there to pick up that other guy?
Yeah, we busted that protection. Yep. It was unfortunate because we would have had an opportunity at a big play down the field. We had Jamon Moore. Basically, it was 0 coverage on the back end, and he was running a post, and he was coming open, but he got hit before he could release the ball.
Considering you played some guys that got here a couple days ago, and a guy who got here almost yesterday, there wasn't many of that. There wasn't a lot of that, was there?
A lot of
either busted protections or.
No, I thought all in all, we were pretty basic with what we were asking the guys to do. So, but that's a credit to those guys to be able to come in here and pick up the stuff quickly. And I will say this: I thought the effort last night was outstanding. I thought everybody left everything on the field, and to your point, there weren't too many mistakes, but there were still a couple.
Where are you guys at right now, Matt, just in terms of that process of getting from 89 or whatever to 53?
Yeah, we're kind of still in the middle of that, and from a coaching standpoint, we're busy watching the Chicago Bears, preparing for that because we know it's going to be a challenge. They're the defending champs, and they got a lot of good players on both sides of the ball, so we're focused on that.
So Matt, how does that work logistically? Since you and Goody are hand in hand on this, does he text you or knock on the door and say, "Hey, can I grab you for a second?"
Yeah, he just comes down and grabs me whenever he needs me.
Speaking of logistics, how did this week work? Because I know you wanted to kind of divvy up practice time and get guys ready. I know obviously you'll hit Sunday running with your full group, but did you kind of like the way the guys responded, the ones who obviously didn't suit up and obviously the ones who did?
Yeah, I thought the guys were all into it, and we did get a little bit of a jump on the Bears while still preparing the guys that were going out to play against Kansas City. And I thought, our staff did an excellent job of getting the guys ready to play. And I thought the older vets that weren't playing in the game did a great job of supporting their teammates.
What's the key to transitioning Sunday, which is obviously like a Wednesday, just into that regular season preparation mode?
Yeah, the one luxury that we've had throughout the course of this preseason is every game's been on a Thursday. So our guys have kind of gotten into that weekly rhythm, that routine that we're going to be, their weekly routine for a couple of weeks now. So that has been a benefit for us.
I was saying last night how coming into this preseason he didn't expect to get as many snaps as he did. I know there were some injuries there. How do you think he improved? I know he started off missing a couple tackles in those first 2 games. Do you think he got better as the games went on this preseason?
Yeah, absolutely. I think Ty did a much better job as he got more experience, and he had a great play last night. It was a great job by Marcus Jones on that causing that pick 6, but you could really see what makes Ty special. You could see the speed show up on that play when he caught that ball and got out in front of everybody.
Now, you made it pretty clear you want there to be a greater home field advantage, and I know you open in Chicago, but after that, it's 5 of the next 6 at home. They did away with the horn.
I wasn't aware of that, but I was told. So I'm sure some people are very happy out there.
You got the lights and everything else. Are you part of those conversations? Like, given how important it is to have the crowd be loud and stuff, do they ask you any more on that side of the building for any input or anything like that? Or
Yeah, I'm always trying to chime in a little bit, but I know that we've got other things that we're focused on, but I truly believe that it does affect games. There's no doubt in my mind. I've been in some of these hostile environments where it's extremely tough on the opposing teams when the crowd is into it. They're up on their feet. It's really loud. You can't hear. And I do think it makes a tremendous impact on games.
you had a player back up some last year, obviously in Tennessee. I don't know if Matt missed any games in Atlanta during your time, but you've been around quarterbacks for a long time. How do you know if a guy's going to be a good backup or not until they've actually had a play in a game that counts because your starter's not ready to go? Are you able to know, or really do you have to wait and see?
I think you have a pretty good indication, but again, until they're thrust into the moment, because the intensity level does ramp up when you get to the regular season. Because you're going against everybody's best, and there's legitimate game planning each and every week, so it does get a little bit more difficult. But yeah, to your point, until you put some of those guys in those situations, sometimes you don't know.
So what are you said indications, so what are the indicators that might be a good, because I don't want to trash Brett Hundley, but we heard a lot of things when Brett was here from the previous staff about how good he was going to be, and then obviously he struggled a lot when Aaron got hurt in 17. So what are some of the things that would at least give you reasons to think, okay, this guy could handle it, I think, if it comes upon to that?
I think you just got to go back to your preparation, how these guys come in the building and attack it on a daily basis, how they respond in practice situations, especially when you get some of those unscripted periods, to see how they can hear the call, know what's going on, maybe get the other 10 guys in the huddle straightened out. And that's why we try to do a lot of that stuff, just to see how they're going to respond when it's not as scripted.
2 more, please.
Yeah, this is obviously, you, Aaron, Nate, Luke, all putting a plan together as far as, your script and all that going into Chicago. How do you feel like you've done with that and what you've done, in practice work versus how that'll carry over to this week, and sort of what's the keys to making sure that plan is a solid one that everybody's kind of, agreed upon?
Yeah, well, we feel pretty good about it. Otherwise, we'd change whatever it is that we're doing. I feel fortunate to have, like I've said before, some pretty good people around me to really kind of set the table so that when I get pulled away, that I can jump back into it and we can continue our process and really try to do it in an efficient manner. So Hackett's had a ton of experience setting up game plans, and I think our coaching staff has a really good grasp of what we're trying to accomplish. I think these 4 weeks, or these preseason games, have been just so beneficial for those guys to kind of see how my mind works during a game and what we need to get done in order to try to move the ball.
Do you feel like Aaron, even though he hasn't played, has seen that as well? Has he picked up on that? Do you
Yeah,
think-
there's no doubt. And the one, I will say, the one benefit to having him on the sidelines, we would have conversations when he's standing right next to me, during the games. Just, hey, what do you think about this? And we're going to have those conversations throughout the week.
So, I don't know who faced more relationship questions, you or him, about him too. But you talked about process, and from a pure process perspective, how much do you want him involved in your planning? And what's kind of your philosophy there, just in general, about how a quarterback, because you guys are obviously hand in hand when it comes game day.
I always want to know what those guys are thinking. And if there's something that they see on the tape, shoot, I hope they bring it up to me, because maybe it's something that we may have missed, or if it is something they bring up that we already have down, it kind of validates, your thought process and that you're on the same page. So I always want to hear their thoughts. Again, I've said it before. He plays all the quarterbacks. I feel like it's the toughest position in all the sports, and if they're not comfortable with something, it's probably not going to have much success. So always want those guys to be really comfortable with what we're doing and understanding why we're doing what we're doing.
And your line that you told us in Indianapolis, that if he doesn't like a play, let's throw it out. We've got plenty of plays, that still applies.
Yeah, absolutely. Either that or it lets me know that we need to get more reps on this, or I need to do a better job of explaining why we like a certain play.
I just love my team.